Welcome to the second edition of Wealthopia Generation. This is Mary Angela Moore broadcasting from the Republic of the Philippines, better known as the Pearl of the Orient Seas, on behalf of Douglas Newsome, based in our California, USA BBS RTV studio. Warm welcome to all of you. Stay tuned. So, what is in store for us today? What is in store for us is real excitement and at the same time, real educational. So, when I went to Mecca Forest last January, architect Yuma toured me around Mecca Forest villas. And there were like several things that struck me the most, but there were three things that I'd like to share with you. First one was how to make an adobe made out of made out of termite soil, loam, and many other kinds of soil that you might not have heard before. Um, one thing that was touching during that tour was that I never had thought of termites being important because what we do is we terminate termites, right? Because they are house, destroyers. But with architect Humang, it made me realize that we need a habitat, a special habitat for termites because they do help make. Because man-made adobe is made out of termite and other concoctions of soils. Number two, what was also very interesting and I was awe-stricken when I saw a swimming pool made out of clay, not out of cement, but clay. The filtration was not made out of the filtration that, we usually do, but it was made out of charcoal and the sanitation of the swimming pool was due to some lichens or some microorganisms that would eat germs. Fantastic. Okay. And the third was also something that I should say enchanting because there was a nook at Maca Forest Villa that has a special kind of energy that grounds you to Mother Earth and grounds you to the trees and the bamboos and the giant ferns and the flowers. I couldn't explain how I felt, but I hope that virtually you'll be able to experience it. So that's what architect Humang will be doing. And we'll be doing for all of us during this episode. And I hope that you will be able to learn from him. Now, I'd like for those of you who might not have heard me introduce our special guest for today, let me just go a little bit of a rundown about his credentials. Okay, so our guest for today is the founder and property developer of this uh, Maca Forest, a regenerative forest, or I should say the only regenerative forest in the Philippines, if not in the whole world. He is an environmental planner and a conferred ASEAN architect with a specialization on regenerative architecture. He is a pioneer graduate of one of the better universities here, known as Polytechnic University of the Philippines. He is also the president and CEO of his own Yumang Design, Construction, and Development Company, and he was the former Secretary General of the United Architects of the Philippines. All right, so without further ado, let's welcome him back. The very knowledgeable, the formidable, the God sent, the heaven sent, regenerative architect Ronnie Yuma. Yay!
Good afternoon, Angela, the Philippines, and the to all our listeners on different parts of the world. Thank you once again for having me back to talk about regenerative architecture. Last time was really fun, and I hope you all had a great time listening and understanding. I am more very enthusiastic and cannot contain my excitement, Angela. Looking
Oh
forward.
yes, and we are also very much excited to hear another segment from you because we really had learned a lot from you, and which I already had said during the introduction. So um, before Architect Yumang will show you around the wonderful Maca Forest, let's pause for some reminders. Stick around. Architect Yumang, you know what? You're awesome. Because before I went to
Thank you.
Maca Forest, I thought that, well, the termites just need to be exterminated totally. They should have no place on Earth. But having having heard you and having seen the man-made adobe made me realize that termites also need to have a place in this world. Thank you. Thank you. That should be attributed to you. Oh, thank you so much for that learning. Okay. Another thing that I've noticed is that you didn't buy those materials, right? You just got them from some sort of
Round.
earth around
Right.
Alfonso. So did was it more expensive getting all those source because you need to pay human resource to mine all those, or was it more economical?
Yeah, I was very conscious at first because I want to live very minimal. And as I have mentioned last time, we almost live on a monastic
Mhm.
kind of living. No? I was, in fact, greatly inspired by the frugal innovation or jugad that was originated from India. Thus, learning the wisdom from our ancestors and the environment surrounding them, which passed on to several generations. Really is very enlightening. I'm really on to learning from these Eastern wisdom, Angela. No? By using dirt, clay, and the available site resources, I reduced my cost to almost 60%, 60
60%.
to
Oh,
80%. No?
wow.